a little different setup, a little bit closer to the face, and I guess that's good. I guess that's bad. I have no idea. Time will tell. So happy, what is it, Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. We go live every single day, every single weekday, I should say. That's either from 8:45 to 9:15, right around there. We have usually the names that pop up. Obviously, personal development. It's one of those things that I'm finally slowly getting around that it's cool. And the only reason that it's cool is because there's beneficial results. And one of them is obviously, it doesn't really matter, right now. So I'll give you an example. So I didn't know I hated finance. Okay. I hated finance because my dad was an accountant, my brother was in finance, my sister was in finance, my mom was a teacher. But I just didn't like finance. I failed stats one twice, I failed stats two twice. And the reason being is I'm like, why the fuck do I need to know this? Okay. So all these things that I'm learning, I understand now there was an addiction. Okay. There was an addiction to either comfort. Hey, how's it going? There's either an addiction to comfort, there's an addiction to TV, there's an addiction to, porn, food, drinking, smoking. It doesn't really matter. What's going on, Chris? How we doing? And we're all addicted to something, and it could be good. You look at Kobe Bryant, you look at the greats, the Michael Jordans, the people like that. They didn't have the most glorious social lives. They didn't have the most sleep. They didn't have, now that they're retired, they're obviously their accolades are living up to them. So we'll talk about the bad things first, and then we'll talk about the good addictions. Okay. So the bad addictions are quite obvious. We're talking about social media, we're talking about TV, we're talking about the internet, we're talking about negativity. It could be in any form. But this is the thing, is that we don't know because it's us. Okay, it's really hard to look inside of us and say, okay, what am I addicted to? Top of the morning, how we doing? What are we addicted to? I'll give you some examples as I grew up. So from age 10 to 20, I was addicted to building out an imaginary company. There was something called Microsoft Front Page. So Microsoft Front Page, I don't think it's still around, but it was the easiest way to actually build a website. I didn't know what I was doing. I was also addicted to games. Hashbro had a roller coaster game. Okay, that took away from my social life. But I loved it. Okay, and it was one of those things that I wasn't making money from it, and the social life is something that just I put aside. I loved hanging out with my friends. I loved doing all those things. 20 to 30 years old, let's talk about college. I was addicted obviously to drinking, to going out, to finding out actually how to get the girls that I want. I would see these beautiful women walking around. I'm like, how do I obtain that? Or I look at these guys and I'm like, how is he so funny? How are they I just want to make sure okay, good, the Wi-Fi's on. How are they just so charismatic? I just looked at them and I just said, how do I? Okay, I was addicted to figuring out. It was more of a curiosity. I didn't understand that I can actually potentially become this based on personal development. From 20 to 30, that's really when I started to say, okay, there's something to this journey that we call life. Okay, so addictions. Okay, we're all addicted to something right now. It could be even personal development. The last 5 years, I was completely obsessed with personal development. I threw all of my money into personal development. I threw all of my time into personal development, all of my mindset. And I'm not saying it's bad. We have to accept the consequences that come along with that. I gave Tony Robbins $15,000 when I didn't have $15,000. Okay, and I said, oh, I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back. I live in New York City, and this is the thing is, when we have an addiction, we can't see it ourselves until it's in the past. It's the same thing with a recession. People are like, when's the top of the market? When's the bottom of the market? The only way we know it's the top or the bottom of the market when it's behind us. Because then we say, oh, okay, now we're sliding into a recession or we're coming out of a recession. The only way is to look at it in the past. The only way is to look in the rearview mirror. Like right now, I can now actually congratulate me because I just tested for testosterone. Okay, congratulations. That's really good. I guess a 80-year-old man, is that good levels of testosterone? I have no idea. I haven't done my T levels, as they call it, on the personal development scale. this is the thing, is that when I was addicted to, say, partying, I didn't understand the side effects or the consequences it had on my school life. I didn't have on my health, on my social life, because people are like, this guy's an asshole because I did all these things. Thank God there wasn't a cell phone at those times, because a lot of that shit would be on the internet. I came out of college. Then I started getting addicted to, okay, putting on this facade that I was this uber successful, uber cool, uber blah 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 person when I wasn't. I was putting the facade out there. I was addicted to this, putting up this veneer that I'm impenetrable, that I'm not vulnerable, that I don't have any emotions. I was addicted to that. And then as I started sliding down the scale of personal development, I started giving all my money away, and I was like going to Jack Canfield and Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone, down in Mexico, and it was so expensive. I wasn't paying the IRS, so all these addictions have a consequence, and it's, are you okay with that consequence? Even at the top, you look at a guy like Elon Musk. Yes, he goes out and he attends all these events, but for him to actually do what he's doing, he's addicted to obviously getting to Mars. Read his biography. He's not the easiest person to work for. Steve Jobs, not the easiest person to work for. They were addicted and they were greats and everything like that. I guarantee they didn't have the greatest social life ever. Steve Jobs sacrificed his life. Literally, he got cancer from the amount of stress and hard work that he put into his company. That he was addicted to success, addicted to bringing his ideas to fruition, and because of that, that's the consequence. That's the unfortunate consequence. So right now, we have to literally take note of, what are we addicted to? When I first moved to the city, I was addicted to TV. I was addicted. And the reason I use addicted instead of enjoyable, because addiction is a consistent habit that we do every single day. Okay. So right now, I went out on a date last night, and it was literally the first date I went out in weeks. Usually, like, say last year, I would have a date a night. The year before that, a date a night, and I would go out on weekends. Now I'm addicted to growing the company. Okay. And then I also ask myself, I'll give you an example. So my cousin's baptism, my cousin's daughter's baptism, not his baptism, but my cousin's daughter's baptism is the 29th of April. There's a lot of owners right now, my clients, because I'm in real estate, that are saying, we want an open house the 29th. So I'm in a predicament. Do I go with success, or do I go with the family? Am I addicted to success, or am I addicted to being with the people that are going to be there when, I keel over? That's the consequence, is that I can't, I'm addicted to, see, listen, I was as well. And then I started hitting a point where I said, I need to make money. I need to be healthier. I need to be this person that I'm talking about online. I need to be that person. And slowly but surely, I started weaning things out. I got rid of the TV. I got rid of all electronics. I don't have an iPad. I don't have a computer in my house at all. I just have my cell phone, because I got addicted to it. I would be on my iPad, or I'd be on my computer. I literally gave everything away. I have nothing in my apartment besides a bed, a bunch of books. I don't even have food, because I would then be addicted to eating the food. We have to take inventory of where we want to go, and then say, what are the roadblocks that are in our way? Who's in our way as well? That's one of the biggest questions, is who's holding us back right now? What relationship are we addicted to right now that we can just maybe get rid of? Okay. There is, and I was thinking about it this morning when I was journaling. I said, what is the number one thing between me and my friends that stopped, that settled? They settled for a relationship. They settled for marriage. They settled for where they live. They settled for their job. What is the number one thing? I'm not special. And I said, it is literally looking at the future and saying, I don't think I can obtain that. Okay? I don't think I can obtain that. And when you say that, that's when you start settling. That's when you start going to the gym less. That's when you start actually not making the sales calls. That's when you literally start contracting. You can't expand with that knowledge. If you are honest, that's step number one in AA, is I'm addicted to alcohol. It's number one. There's something in our lives. What is it for me? It's going to be, what is it for you guys? Maybe give some examples on what is one thing that this year, in addiction, people are like, oh, it's such a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's taking inventory and saying, okay, to get where what I want, say it's money or relationship or A's in our class or that job, we have to sacrifice something. Sugar drinks. That's a and that's the thing is no more. It's easy to say no more. I think to get to the point where you actually just I can't even drink Arizona iced tea and Snapple iced tea. I used to be addicted, literally 2 to 3. I would have a pack of Oreos, and the difference between me actually having that, and that was say 10 years ago, me actually having it, and I would still be eating it. It's just I was like, wow, this isn't real food. I wasn't looking at the consequences. I wasn't looking that those things then become your skin. I wasn't thinking about the lack of clarity or all the brain fog that happens. I wasn't thinking about now, because I don't really have any sugar, that I actually get headaches. That's insane. I love that. I have that natural high now. In this morning, you could make cases that your emotions ebbs and flows not only based on your mindset and your food, but it's also the environment. What's the environment that you put yourself in consistently every single day? Is it uplifting or is it downlifting? I go to the gym and honestly, this morning I didn't want to fucking go at all. I made every excuse not to go. I said, I deserve this. I've been going every single day. They're not going to miss me. And then I said, you know what, dude? I'm like, you got a full day, and it starts at the gym. It starts at the gym. My weekends aren't as exciting and impressive because, you know what? I make the excuse. So we could even be addicted to excuses, okay? I would say for me, my addiction would have to be work right now. It has to be work. It has to be. And from there, I then sacrifice my dating life. I then sacrifice my weekends. And I would say that is it right now. There might be a time where I get this machine going in business where I say, you know what? I need someone that's cool with that. Right now I went out with this girl last night, and I'm at such a level right now, and this isn't like, oh, pat myself on the back. I'm at such a level right now that if someone says something, I can get exactly their mindset. If they say, oh, I don't really like going to the gym, it's because it's hard. Okay, it's not easy. So if you don't really, and she's thin, and it's like one of those things that maybe she's addicted to just the comfort, or just maybe the uncomfortability of going there, or whatever. I don't know what the case is. But the reason I bring this up is that taking inventory of something to get where we want is vitally important. And yeah, that's all I have. Nice, quick inventory of our time, where we spend it, who we spend it with, on our phone. Social media. I have Facebook in a folder, on the second page of that folder, on the second page of my phone. Okay, so it's not. I can't even see it. Even if I go to the second page of my phone, I can't even see it in the folder. Okay, Instagram is open because I do stories and whatever. And that's the thing. I was addicted to that. There's a lot of addictions going on. There's a lot of veneers going on, and unfortunately, that takes away from doing. And if you get addicted to not doing, that's life is going to go fast, man. Life is going to go real fast. I was in the gym today, and I was looking at this guy that was across from me that was changing. He's probably in his 50s, and when I see someone old, you guys already know, I literally look at him and I say, like, what's his life story? What dreams did he have? What impact did he have, or does he have? Does he have any regrets? Is he on the journey that he wants to be on? Is he on the path that he wants to be on? Right now, do I wish I was speaking publicly? Yes. Do I wish I had 100,000 subscribers? Yes. Do I wish I had 1,000 employees? Yes. But I didn't put in the effort. I was too busy doing other shit. We all have the same time in the day. It's what are we doing with that time? What is our comfort level? What is our threshold of pain when it comes to going out of our comfort zone? Reading as a man thinketh. Yesterday, I realized that I'm trying to change behavior, but the mindset is first. You can't go to the gym and change. 100%. Literally everything, you have to think healthy first. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. When someone opens their phone and they see Instagram, the person that clicks Instagram and the person that doesn't click Instagram, those minor decisions make the difference in the world. because once you click the Instagram, that means your mind is literally hardwiring. When I open my phone, I want to go on Instagram, and it's neurons and dendrites, and it just wires, and then it's really hard to get rid of that addiction. It's like this. So to slowly, this is over time, to weed it out, you have to make it harder and harder and harder and harder to actually either open Instagram, you can cancel Instagram, you can put it on another page in a folder, whatever the case is. But when you open your phone, what do you go to first? What do you go to first? It used to be YouTube for me. Then I started saying, okay, when I was on YouTube, I was addicted to being entertained. I was like, entertain me, Logan Paul. Entertain me, whoever, Casey Neistat. And then I was like, dude, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe. All right, so I'm going to hop out. I got to make my sales calls 9:06. Have an awesome Sunday. Wednesday? Is today Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Going to go live on Facebook. My personal profile. We have we're putting on a place that's $1,095,000, 2-bed, 2-bath. Talk to you guys soon. Leave your comments below on what we should talk about. Tomorrow we are going to be talking about goals. 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 Everybody's favorite topic. Have an awesome day. Talk to you.